at Amali, and I'm here with Charles Smith of Charles Smith Wine. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So today we're going to talk about a topic that I'm sure is dear to your heart and to most people's heart. It's not only wine, it's cooking with wine.
I love cooking with wine. It really accents and gives a different level of complexity to dishes than you would ever imagine.
And so what are the do's and don'ts of cooking with wine? Because I think a lot of people just think, oh, I'll just grab any bottle.
The number one fallacy is that any old bottle of wine is okay for cooking with wine. But it's not. Good wine will make for good food.
Right.
The thing is, you can't just have some old bottle that's been sitting open for about 2 weeks and already tastes like vinegar when you're cooking as well. And you want to consider the sweetness of a wine. Usually dry white wines are really what's best for cooking for white wines. And the other thing is keep in mind that you don't want to keep the alcohol element in the wine there. You want to cook it to where that's going to blow up and you're going to get the essence of the wine itself.
And so when you're thinking about how to buy a wine that's good enough to cook with, but not so good that you're wasting it, how do you find that sweet spot for cooking with wine?
Well, I think it's usually, it's a reasonably priced bottle of white wine or red wine, probably somewhere between, $8 and $15, and something that's going to be solid and, it's going to be dry. Northern Italian whites are really great for cooking. Also, I kind of like cooking with Italian wines, actually, or Southern French wines, like Côte d'Aron is actually really good for cooking as well.
And then what about red wines as well? Is there things to look for when you're cooking with red wines?
Well, the main thing is, is reducing the alcohol from the wine so you get really the essence and the flavor. It's like when you make Italian cooking, you're going to be cooking it down.
Right.
And so the main thing is, for the wine, just to have good color, good flavor, and just be appealing. As you know, it's like cooking with color. When food has good color, it's going to be tasty.
Right, it's going to look good. So we're making one of your recipes today. What are we making?
Sure, this is my slight variation on the Roman classic saltimbocca. In Rome, they would typically have it with veal, but I particularly like chicken. I do it with boneless chicken breast, and it's a dish that's flavored with sage and prosciutto and parmesan cheese, all three things that we all love.
I was going to say, you can't go wrong with that. What are the first steps to get started on this chicken, prosciutto, sage, wine deliciousness?
Well,
all the best
first thing we're going to do is we cut the chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, in half, lengthwise. And a good thing to do for nice even cooking is to slightly pound out the chicken breast. So what we're going to do, since we have a nice piece of wax paper so it won't stick, of course, when you slightly pound it with a little mallet.
This is also good if you're having a bad day.
Yeah, but it can work out that way. So you're just going to slightly pound it, and it's just to give it a slightly thinner density, and it slightly tenderizes it just a little bit. So then we're just going to take a little salt and be generous. Salt is your friend. Generous of the black pepper. And it is nice, it's a really nice fine ground, so actually it's even better. So I think when you have it well seasoned like that, you're more or less good to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some of your really nice farmhouse butter. Do not be afraid of the butter.
So we're taking the sage whole.
Yeah, and we're just going to put it in there, and that's going to be flavoring the sauce. And I don't mind being a little extra generous with it. I mean, you get a packet at your store of sage. It's not, a little extras are going to be just fine.
Right.
We will take this flour from over here. We'll put it on the downside because that's going to help make our sauce. You're going to need the sauce to kind of bring it all together. So you can slightly flour all these on the bottom, and then we're going to put it in the pan. And
you're putting it the salt and pepper side down, not the flour side down.
Exactly. And just let it cook until it gets nice, even, and brown.
And when you're cooking with wine, do you always want to kind of leave it, you don't want to start with wine, or just in this recipe?
Yeah, you want to build other flavors first, and usually the wine is good for deglazing the pan, basically taking all the nice flavors that have accumulated in the pan. And here is going to be the chicken, the salt, pepper, the sage, and the butter, and the wine helps bring it all together.
How do you know when it's time to flip, when it's time to get ready? Is it you're looking for that browning?
We're looking for the browning, and we're almost there. So we got it flipped over. We got a nice, slightly browned top to it. And then we're going to add the wine. You do not want to be afraid of the wine because you're going to need plenty of it for your sauce. And what helps thicken your sauce is the flour that was on the bottom of the chicken. So let it cook there for a couple minutes. And
so more sage.
Once again, like butter, sage is a good thing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of our prosciutto, and we're going to put that on top of each of our chicken breast. Put it
And
right
again,
there.
no need to be skimpy with the prosciutto here.
No.
Just kind of pile it on.
Because you're talking about, you're eating half of a chicken breast.
Right.
It's not a lot of food, really. It's really relatively small.
Right.
And what we're going to do, we're going to give this another moment. So I think we're far enough along that we can go ahead and take our spatula and put our chicken on the pan. And let's go ahead and put the Parmesan on.
All right.
You can be generous, of course, like everything else. We're going to pop it into the broiler to get it nice and brown and crispy.
And so while the chicken is cooking in the oven, you should really be paying attention to the sauce.
You should. It's really just going to boil away until it gets reduced and gets to a nice texture. Let's go ahead and take our chicken out. I believe it's ready. I think it looks just about perfect. We'll take a little parsley. I like parsley in my sauces. Get it nice, well mixed. And we're going to just pour it over the dish. Nice brown, rich Parmesan, prosciutto, and sage sauce. And voila.
We've got our amazing dish now.
We made it, we cooked it with wine.
Yeah.
We cooked it with my wine. It's single vineyard Pinot Grigio grown in Washington State.
So we're gonna drink the wine that the dish is cooked with.
Absolutely,
Which is
I think
like
it's a really nice
perfect
thing.
combination.
Yeah, I think it is the perfect combination.
And with a good glass of wine. Cheers.
Exactly.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Thank you so much.